Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we take an idea from the hat and try to develop it.
All
What
right.
do we have today?
Shake it up nice and well there. Let's see what we've got. All right. Okay. Building back from the ashes.
Okay, so this one very much sounds like something where...
This is a post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, obviously a
Go
post-apocalyptic.
figure.
Sounds
I was
a
gonna
lot like
say, it
the
could be
apocalypse
a-
happened like 5 days ago kind of thing.
Okay, it could also though be a riches to rags type story. Doesn't have to be apocalyptic, but let's go with apocalyptic.
Yeah,
I like apocalyptic
I was gonna
stuff.
say a personal ashes rising from the ashes could be cool too, but
Yeah.
that would be cool. But yeah, we could
So
do
it
it
was
on a
building
larger...
back
from the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah,
The
you could go with the
society-
personal.
So...
Yeah.
Okay.
But we can go
So what
society.
caused this apocalypse?
Well, since it
Ashes, you
says
could always do a
ashes.
dragon.
Solar flare.
Oh, yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Or you could go with a straight up supernova.
That
A nearby
Would be
supernova
difficult.
wouldn't destroy the planet. It would just absolutely mess everything up for everyone.
okay.
Because say goodbye to the ozone layer, say goodbye to technology, say goodbye to
Well,
being
the
able to
real-
walk out in the sun without dying.
And we would like people to be able to
a
walk
little
out without
extreme.
dying. So let's not go so
You
extreme.
could walk
What if
out
you
without
have a
dying, you
giant
just
dragon?
would have a lot of problems.
What if you had a giant
True.
Yeah, we
dragon, like
don't
an
have to do
apocalypse level
this.
dragon?
We don't have to necessarily have this be an apocalyptic
Like a modern
event.
apocalypse. Yeah.
We could have this be a community, a city. You could make it building back where you've got fantasy, and you've got the dragon that's burned the town down. You could do it, sci-fi where
Or a
the
fantasy
world.
post-apocalypse.
You could do it
Fantasy
where the world, a
post-apocalypse.
sci-fi.
That is a genre I have not actually seen before.
Okay.
That could be
That
fun.
should be interesting because if you had like some kind of monsters or dragons or something spread, or maybe like a dark ritual that the evil cult finally managed to accomplish, because they're always trying to destroy the world, and they always get stopped.
dragons.
So they did.
So they actually
destroyed the
succeeded
world.
type thing in this one, and just like destroy most of the world. You could have make that an
Fantasy
interesting
post-apocalypse sounds like fun.
You could. So you're not left with as many people.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but you're not left.
but I don't see. Let's say that.
That a lot of
things-
people survived.
Yeah, let's say we could have a lot of people surviving and still have it building up from the ashes and still having
You
it
could have
somewhat
like a full
chaotic.
3% of the population survive.
Okay, I was thinking not quite that apocalyptic.
I like that.
I'm thinking
apocalyptic.
over half. You would. So,
All right.
but a lot
Well-
of people didn't survive this.
Yeah.
Whether it's the dragon
Okay.
apocalypse or the demon apocalypse or the
Yeah,
black
demons
magic
have fire.
apocalypse.
Okay.
Or
I think it
whatever.
needs to have fire, whatever it is.
Okay. Here's
Okay.
what we do.
Mm-hmm.
The dark cult managed to open up a portal to basically the hellfire and brimstone version of the underworld,
Okay.
specifically that one with all the fire,
Yes.
and a group of demons basically ran amok and pillaged the world and attempted to enslave all the normal races and stuff, and either they're still there or maybe like some group of heroes eventually managed to close it off and push a lot of them back.
Maybe your big hero sacrificed, or your big wizard.
Yeah. A
sacrificed
powerful
himself to
wizard, a
save
hero, sacrificed
to end
himself to
the
seal the gate again and destroy most of them, but they're still around. They're just not ruling the world.
In every character that ever existed, just about, she's going to wizard who sacrificed herself. Yeah, I've done that one. Okay. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
and then
Well, he's not the main character though.
No.
but
Go
then
ahead.
so now you have a world that used to be very magically advanced and had a lot of stuff, but all infrastructure was burned to the ground, and for the last, say, 20 years, all of humanity was basically put as a slave species to this demonic invasion, and so they're just
I don't know
now
you need a
getting
full 20 years for that, but either way.
Okay, like 3
some
years.
number of
Well,
years.
I think you have them, they come and they kind of wipe out the land, they pillage what they want, and then if you want a building back from the ashes, then they leave.
Then the ashes should be fresh.
Yeah, so let's let them have the
Okay,
ashes.
so
I think that's
Hold on,
fair.
I like
let
the
them
fresh
have the
ashes.
ashes. Let them try to start building back. Let's see some of their struggle with, how do we survive? Where do we get our food? How do we, we got to, we've got to totally redo life, and make the connections with the people. But the problem is that these demons are not gone forever, and they know it, and so they've got to build back
Build back during
in
a
such
war,
a
basically.
manner that they know it's not going to be long before
Mhm.
these come back to them, and they've got to be prepared.
Yeah.
So this
Now,
is kind of thing where this is just the first wave of many,
Right.
and they know it.
right.
Okay.
Now, meanwhile, though, because if you just go, okay, we're going to spend all our book building back and, forming and all these things, that's not
you can
really
make
all that exciting.
No,
but
you've
Dr.
never gotten
Seuss
into
kinda
the
did
whole.
that.
You haven't gotten into the world of story of city builder stories.
I have not.
It's a
That is
genre.
true. Okay,
There's
fine.
a genre
I
for
was
it.
going to say one thing is you're going to have
A niche
people
one.
as your city building. You're going to have a lot of conflicts within
Yes.
those people because you're
Well,
going to have a lot of differences on
Yeah.
people how they think that city should be built back, and there's going to be people going, "Hey, I want my
And what-
share."
What do you
and
prioritize
I
over what
will-
else?
I will tear you
I
down
really-
for me to get more.
I'd really like to see an opportunist villain in here that
Yeah.
that sees the ashes and says, "Oh, I'll save you." Says, "Everybody follow me, I'll save you," and tries to kind
Okay,
of come in
so
and
here's what happens.
make
I
himself
think it'd be
bigger.
best to, instead of focusing on the entire world, focus on like a single city.
Mm-hmm.
So the Duchy of something something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call it Landlandis.
Yes,
Yes.
the Duchy
Oh,
of
what a
Landlandis.
creative name.
And
I have never thought to use that in one of my novels and never will. Go ahead.
happened to be closer to the side where relatively close to where the portal to
Was
the
open.
underworld was open, and
it
it
hit
was
hard.
completely devastated, and the Lord was killed, but his grandson is it has done some work in his life and didn't think he was going to end up being put in charge of the entire
Yeah, he was
city.
nowhere near first in line to.
When all your siblings and cousins get killed in a fire, it kind of falls to him.
Well,
and
I win by default.
well, not only that, but he's a well-liked enough person in the community that a lot of the people look up to him. It's not just because he's not a. I'm
So
going to
he
make
has
him-
leadership thrown on him.
Yes.
Yes.
And so he basically looks at all these people, and like a third of the city is still alive, but they have nothing. And so he has to not only
figure out how
rebuild
to
the city with a third of the
survive and
people,
rebuild and all the things.
but not only that, he also has to gather some forces and find some defenses because he knows the
Yeah.
next wave is coming.
You see,
Prepare for
this is a
the
very
demon
good
attack.
hero because sometimes people think, oh, the hero has to have some horrible character flaw, and he doesn't. You take someone like you, and you guys don't have horrible, terrible flaws,
Yes,
and
I do. I'm lazy.
well, anyway, you okay,
Alright.
guys? It's just they don't. They're really good. They're really good kids. So anyway,
See me when I get depressed.
okay. So now what we do, though, but I mean, but the thing is,
Yeah, he doesn't have to
he
have
doesn't
a
have to
very-
have some, womanizing
Flaw.
alcoholic. I have to, whatever.
Well, no, the
Yeah.
flaw can
Just-
literally
no,
be
but
I'm
I'm
not good
saying,
enough for the situation.
when you get thrown into a situation like that,
With a huge
that is
responsibility.
so much.
Well, the reason you need a
development.
character flaw is because it's usually good to have some way for the hero to grow
Right,
throughout the
but I'm
story.
saying that right
Yeah,
there
but there's more than
gives
one
him-
way for a character to grow.
Right.
And
Yeah,
have
and that can either be done through I have a problem that I need to overcome, or I'm not good enough for the situation I'm
right.
in.
And this is that, and
Yeah.
I really like that. So
Okay.
I think he's a really good hero. We've got a hero. We've got a conflict. We need a love interest. That shouldn't be too hard.
It
in
shouldn't be
this.
too hard.
He's helping the
A
entire
dryad.
One
city.
interesting thing you
Just
could do.
make her a dryad.
I was actually just thinking, if if you
Oh,
this
you
is
could
a
actually-
fantasy world and this area was devastated, there were probably a lot of magical creatures that were also displaced. And so maybe
Great, stupid, great.
well, maybe he works out.
No, he
maybe,
doesn't fall in love with a chipmunk. Okay, guys.
I wasn't thinking a chipmunk.
All right. So but if he were to find, but maybe some of these other magical creatures, or maybe even like goblins or ogres or something, he ends up making peace with them and saying, "Look, you're devastated, we're devastated. Let's work together and save all of us." And if he can do the negotiations to bring lots of magical creatures together, one, that's more of an arc for him and more growth and more, shows how awesome he is. But also, it gives you more resources and more possibilities for what you can do with the
And he
story.
can fall in love
I
with the
personally
beautiful
kind of-
dryad.
Yeah, I personally
Yes.
kind of like that idea. Like, the entire forest was pretty much burned down, and one of the few trees that's actually remaining has a dryad who's connected to it, and he's going,
Aspen.
yes, an aspen or
Aspen
something.
Forest will come back.
And so he's
Yeah.
helping her out,
Yeah,
trying to help
An
her
aspen
grow
can
back.
survive a
I mean,
fire.
Fairy Boy, and I
Yeah, I
did a lot with
remember.
that.
I remember.
Okay, but here I like this because here you're pulling people together. Kind of a nice little
And
not
then-
preachy moral, but you're pulling the people together, and the dryads can help heal the land, and the different people have their different
And
things
would
they
almost
do.
be necessary due to the fact that they need to get food and they don't have any.
Right, but they also are
Exactly.
going to probably need some protection, and then you've got other people that are. So,
And then I
Yeah.
think you also have a pretty decisive end to this story when they go over and he would have to lead the expedition of his bravest soldiers
Yeah.
to go basically
Close
close
the demon
gate.
portal for
Right.
good.
right, and
Defeat the demon king.
and them all
whatever
coming
the-
together so that they can go close the portal. I think
Yeah.
that's got there's some powerful stuff in here.
Yeah,
This could
yeah,
be
that's
really-
Yeah.
you have a decent story there.
And
You
you,
could.
can have
This
a
is-
lot of sweet emotion, nice feelings. You can have some eclectic fun with it.
there can
you
be
know.
it's got
We would never put an eclectic group of misfits into any of our stories.
Never.
never
Don't you know?
never
Well, you gotta have some humor in a story, so it's nice to
Yeah,
throw
you
some,
know.
I don't know, maybe your ogres want to eat the goblins or something.
Yeah, but that could be half the fun of trying to get
Yes.
people to work together.
and
No,
have your
you
hero
don't
going,
get to.
no, don't eat each other.
This
we
could
are
be
friends now.
okay. So this could be something that I think could really work. It's got a lot of potential. We don't have time to develop all the details, but it's got a lot of potential. There's some different ways you could go with it. Who would enjoy writing this one? I could
fun
write
with
this
it.
one. I could write this one.
I
Definitely
probably could enjoy it.
That
I'm
would
bad
be
at
one.
city building, so I probably wouldn't be that good at this one.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
So City Builder is the type of thing I would enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we wrote it all, we would get into different aspects of it, and that's one of the beauty.
Yeah.
Right,
I'd probably get into
version
how do
where
they
we all
build
did it
this
together.
so.
right, and all of us are going to write it differently. So we would love to hear your ideas on how you'd write it, or how you'd like to see someone else write it, or any ideas you have. Put them in the comments, and don't forget to give us prompts and ideas for our hat. We'll see you next time.